I've done something that I told you I would never do, and that is told you, hey, if it's in this form, that's the slope and that's the y-intercept. The question you're hopefully asking is why? So let's go ahead and talk about that now. If we want to know about the y-intercept, let's go ahead and first talk about what's called a parent function. So we have y1 equals x. Now, let's go ahead and construct a quick table here and look at a few values for that. And now let's go ahead and just plot some of those points and get an idea of what this line looks like. When I say that it's a parent function, that means that it's kind of the most basic form of a line. It's the parent to all other lines. So for this line, what we end up seeing is that it has a y-intercept right here at the origin. Well, that's great. So the y-intercept of this line is just 0, which makes sense based off of what we saw before in that it's supposed to be, or the y-intercept is supposed to be the thing that we're adding here, and we could add a +0 in there. So let's go ahead and look at another example and kind of see why this might work out the way it does. Okay, and I'll go ahead and plot a few points here based off of that relationship. And now I'll add in my inputs and compute. And let's go ahead and plot those points and see how they look in comparison. Now, we can see that these lines both have the same slope, minus my drawing not being perfect. However, one of the things that I want you to focus on here is that y-intercept. What happened to it? Well, as is true of every other point on here, it increased by 2. Okay, so our y-intercept we can say is usually at 0, 0, and then we're going to add a 2 to it. Oh, and so that plus b is really just moving our y-intercept up or down. Okay, well, hopefully that gives you an idea of kind of what's going on. However, there is a really good algebraic way of looking at this as well. So I've talked previously about x and y-intercepts, and that idea that if we're looking for a y-intercept, every single point on the y-axis has an x value of 0. So if I want to find the y-intercept, I can just set x equal to 0 in my equation. And so if we do that with our kind of generic form here, we get y equals m times x is 0 plus b. Oh, well then y is just equal to b. So combining that together, we have the point where x is 0 and y is b, making it our y-intercept. And that's why the b is the y-intercept. Sounds a little weird when I say it like that. Now the slope is a little trickier, so I'll add that in another video. Okay, but hopefully this gives you an idea about why we want it in this form and how it helps us to easily identify the y-intercept.